Okay, guys, I owe you an explanation. This is what's happened. Basically, this right here is what I was using because it's got a 13 megapixel camera on it. I think it's probably a Sony Xperia kind of clone. It has dual SIM chips, and what happened to this one is the external speaker died. I think the ringtone that I had on it probably tasked it just a little bit too much. But overall, I think I probably will continue to use this for regular videos because it does take really good video quality. So, that being said, we will probably continue to use this one. The one that just recently died is this one right here. This is the one that just recently died. Now, see if I can. That right there is the curve. That machine or that phone. No, it's not the curve. What do you call it? Revel. The T-Mobile Revel. That's what's taking the pictures and what's doing the live video now, right there. So I just give you a reflection of that one right there. It's kind of cool how that goes off into infinity, doesn't it? Okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, all right, there we go. Not so much fuzz in it now. Kind of goes off into infinity there. How it's doing. Now this phone is off. It's just giving a reflection, but it's kind of cool how it does that. Um, and I'm gonna try my best not to keep going and and you know, because it drives me nuts to hear other people say it, and it drives me nuts to even do it myself. But sometimes I feel like I need to put that in there so that there's no dead air. So I'm gonna work on that. But what happened with this right here is I would randomly try to touch anything on this screen, and it would do these crazy little ghost taps all over the screen, and you could see like it would launch multiple applications and stuff like that. So it was driving me nuts, and I wanted to take this thing and do the same thing I did to my printer. And well, long story short, it involved a hammer. So I took that thing and I just kind of like obliterated it. So the people that have been wanting the updates and stuff like that on the Tango, we have not had enough time at the close of the business day. We were pushing 16-hour days just basically to get caught up, and I felt like I owed you an explanation. Matt may not be in a big hurry to get this done, but I am. So, let me give you a preview of the logos going into the car. That will be the first, and to me it's backwards, but when you guys see it, it will be forward. That's one of them. This is the other. Oh, upside down. Dumbass. Okay, but anyway, got that. Got that. And let me unwrap the rest of the goodies. I think you guys have seen all this before, but I want to show it to you again. Now, at some point, I wanted to put this one in it. That's upside down, too. And we decided that was just a little bit too small. So, we're not going to use it. The Lupus Awareness Butterfly is in duplicate. It will go on each seat. There they are. And they will probably, in all likelihood, I asked the young lady to cattywampus them so that they're, it's not standing straight up and down. This is the orientation that we want. That's what we're going to do. All right, and on this one is the exact opposite. So it's going that way, whereas the other one's going this way. And so what we're going to do is we're going to make them go towards the outside of the vehicle like they're escaping because that's what I want for every person that is dealing with lupus. I want them to escape. I want them to find a cure. This is going to be going on the sides. This says no lupus. And we're going to be incorporating these onto the sides. You can probably see the little, I'm going to call them chalk lines. But that is observing the profile of the seat, which will be, like right here on the side of the seat, just behind the arm. And we're going to be putting those on there. So let me wrap all this back up here. The reason we have not been on the air and why we have been off grid is because, well, I love my nephews and I love them very much, but they went their separate ways with each other. And I felt like it would not be fair for Trevor to work here if Richard was not working here. So I ended up letting them both go. It's like, it wasn't punishment. It was just kind of like what was right. They weren't getting along with each other, and I thought that perhaps maybe if Richard was doing something else, that he would feel a little bit better about himself, and I was right. He is feeling better about himself for the first time ever. I'm going to say first time ever that I know of. Richard came to church. And he cleans up really good, guys. It looked really good. When I saw him, my wife and I went down to the church. We were not really expecting to do anything, but we brought the keyboard down there and we did a couple of songs for the people up there at the church, and this was just right after we got done covering all the pews and everything. Guys, say something in the comments so I can welcome you. I've got 2 viewers right now. Just throw something up in the room so I know who's here. Just say anything. Anything at all. Hey, that right there, that's Alden. That is not me. I am Hey, okay. All right. Ian? Okay, hey Ian. And I've got SCP-049. Welcome to the live stream, guys. Please bear with me. I promise you, we've got a lot coming down the pipes. Now, if you didn't see earlier on, or the one before this, that was just a real quick broadcast to let you know where we were and why we were off grid. The biggest reason why we were off grid is because of all of the water damage. We had a whole lot of stuff to clean up. We got beyond that. Now we are rebuilding and catching up on the caseload of the jobs that just continue to pour in. A 45-foot Cabo was in the making. We were doing that. Then a church called and we had to go ahead and get the church knocked out. So we did those off time, off regular hours, put us in the church around 6 o'clock in the afternoon till around 10 at night. That went for a week straight. Got all the materials, all the supplies. We said we'd be back up and running. Started on Sunday, picked up all through the week. Some days were during business hours, but some days were after business hours, and we bled into Monday. So we went 1 day over our scheduled agreement. So no penalties involved in that, but I still owe some quarter round. I owe some rubberized backing because it is a real slick concrete floor, and we have to keep the pews from doing this right here. They want to teeter on the center support. And one of the ways to make that stop happening is to basically get some rubberized backing from outdoor carpet and turn the pews over, staple the rubberized carpet to where the rubberized part is touching the ground, and we'll hopefully make that calm down just a little bit. But beyond that, I also have to make some end caps that are going to be on the outsides of the pews just to give it a little bit more decoration. It wasn't anything special, but we're going to go ahead and do that. And I'm saying on the 5th of January, expect another live update or another live video, because what we're going to be doing is working on the Tango and putting all this stuff together, formatting it, getting it laid out so that we know exactly what's going to happen and how it's going to be done. There is one lean back and one seat bottom that has to be done, but they have to be done in a special way. I felt like there was not enough support in the flanks and bolsters. We're going to build those up to where they actually have a little bit of a V, like a smile, so that it supports Matt when he's driving. So, and I'm telling you right now, that's a sporty little craft that he's got there. That Tango is going to be pretty sporty, even with that, new engine that he's got in there. So I don't want him to be joggling around and stuff like that when he takes corners. And that's why we're going to beef up the flanks and the bolsters. Now, what are flanks and bolsters? The bolsters are the part that you sit on, and this is the part that gets worn out the most. On the outside, sometimes people have blowouts from getting in and out of the vehicle. So, aside from that, we'll be doing some really nice, beautiful, decorative top stitching with some blue thread. Okay, the blue thread must be hanging back up, but we're going to be doing blue on black because everybody loves blue on black. I haven't seen anybody that didn't like it. Dr. Robert Dugan over here on Back on Track has one of those adjustment tables, I'm going to call it, because I don't know what else to call it. It's an adjustment table. He wanted all new coverings on that, and it was done in black. And I said, well, let's spruce it up a little bit. Let's give it a little bit more of a artistic flair so that people will notice. I mean, they don't really have a whole lot to look at when they're in an adjustment table. And while they're waiting on him to, come in and make the adjustments and stuff like that. So we gave him a little bit of eye candy, some blue on black, some really fat blue thread. You guys are going to see that because I'm going to be doing some close-ups of that when we're doing the build. So, any questions, any comments right now? I'm just kidding, man. I'm just kidding. No questions, no comments. Okay, not a big deal. So, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I hope to expect from you guys. Thanks for the couple of thumbs up. I appreciate that. I know that there are going to be a few more people actually checking this video out. So, let me recap. How about more how-to? Yes, sir. Most certainly will. This right here is the zipper that's going to be going in those right here, because we have to secure them to the boat's gunnel rails, and then what we'll do is we'll unzip it and then tuck these cushions up inside it, and they're going to have a vent or mesh so that water can be repelled and water can go down and have a place to go to. Let me turn this back around so you can see my ugly face. There we go. Yeah, more how-to videos, more specifically foam replacement, bolster reinforcement, and why it should be reinforced even above and beyond what was done at the factory, so that when people get in and out. And I will give a block of instruction on how, if I had a 4x4, how I would get in and out of it just to keep that bolster in good shape, or any car for that matter. I've got a procedure that I have given my customers in times past. I do not have an Instagram, but I do have Twitter. And here's my thing. I am not an Instagram person. I am not a Facebook person. There was way far too much going on in Facebook. My channel was getting flooded with people who were wanting other people to check out their channel. I'm really not into advertising for anyone else. I'm not. I'm kind of like a lot like Matt. I keep to myself. I like giving and uploading videos that are good how-tos. There's Hope in the background, right there. Say hi, Hope. Anyway, there is a lot of reasons why I don't have Facebook, and even more reasons why I don't have Instagram, but I'm not going to get into all that. The biggest thing is that, I'm here for you on YouTube, and that's where you're going to find me. And Alden, who you met in the previous video, is back there in the back bringing some stuff up, but he will be featured in a lot of our videos. Richard and Trevor are doing their own thing. They have severed the brother connection, so they're not, talking anymore. So I feel like if Richard would just keep his nose to the grindstone. That's my nephew, Richard is, the one with the gauges, the big gauges in his ears. If he'll just keep his nose to the grindstone, he's actually over there in Louisiana for a 3-day tour helping another fella named Rick on some radio broadcasting towers. So, and Trevor is working with a car lot, detailing cars and all that kind of stuff, being a turnkey and a yes man, and I'm going to say gopher. But he loves his job. He's gotten 2 new job offers recently, which will put him in the $11 and $12 bracket if he stays with them for 90 days. But that's neither here nor there. I'm glad that they are working somewhere else. It's not that I couldn't pay them. I felt like I said before, it would not be fair if those two were not communicating and they were not talking. That it would not be fair for Trevor to continue working here if Richard was no longer working here. So they have moved on to their own, little things. And Alden, my right-hand man, he is back with us. Back in 2010, 2011, he was with the company for a while. And he has since then rejoined the company. So, glad to have him aboard and everything like that. And in the meantime, you guys just keep with us, stay with us. Please forgive us for being off grid. We had a lot of stuff going on, but we are back in the saddle. And just look for some more updates and some more videos, some more how-tos. We will do that. I will actually show you the internal workings of a sewing machine and why it does what it does. So just stay with us. Look for that video. It's not going to be a live one. We're going to do an update, and I'll show you exactly how that sewing machine works and why it does what it does. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and you guys have a good one.